ResortLoop.com is proud to be sponsored by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea, the official specialty coffee of Disney Parks. You can find Joffrey's Coffee and specialty drinks in the parks, at Disney Springs, or online at Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The body of water that you see to the right of our forward motion is the Seven Seas Lagoon. The Seven Seas Lagoon is a man-made creation that took 3 years and the removal of millions of cubic yards of earth to complete.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. This is ResortLoop.com. We're joined by longtime looper, good friend of the show, great friend of mine. We're going to talk to Mr. Are you on the phone here, Jeremy Hunt?
I am.
How are you? Good. How are you doing?
Doing good. Happy Thursday.
How are things in what we call the Florida area?
It's kind of weird. I think Florida forgot that it was wintertime and it's like 85 degrees, so we're doing spring early, which probably means like everything that we plant pretty soon because people get antsy and start planting things and all their flowers are going to get frost in February and everything's going to be brown. But yeah, it's nice and toasty.
I think it's amazing that you're talking about planting things in January.
Yeah, we do that kind of thing down here.
We're expecting like 20 degrees in a day or two. I don't think that's the growing season.
Oof.
Jeremy, you came up with a great topic. I thought we could, well, I didn't think you came up with a topic we could talk on the show today. Tell us what we found here.
D23 released a list of all kinds of amazing things that are coming in 2020, kind of a roundup of everything that the Disney company is throwing at us in 2020. So thought it might be cool to go over some of it.
I love it. They start off with films. Now, I'm not a huge film guy. Not that I don't like film. It's just a matter of watching them actually in the theater. So I'm usually, I'm anywhere between a year or 3 years behind.
Yeah, the same for us. And actually their list of films like includes a huge number of things I haven't even heard of. Some of these are Fox obviously now too. So that's probably why I haven't heard of a lot of it, because I follow Disney more than Fox films and whatnot, but there's a bunch of them.
It does. It feels like it's almost cheating to bring up Fox movies that were actually in production before they bought them.
Yeah, and I wonder about that. I'm guessing so, right? Like, well, obviously, if they're releasing this year, they've been in development for a while, but...
Let's just go down a couple of the Fox titles real quick, then we'll just get into the Disney things. There's
Sure.
something called The New Mutants. Have no idea what that is. The Personal History...
I'm guessing, is that a Marvel thing?
I have no idea. It sounds like it could be, but I honestly don't know.
Marvel fans are rolling their eyes right now.
I know. They're like, oh, I just said I'm a year or 3 behind.
Sorry, guys.
So cut Tim a break. The Personal History of David Copperfield.
The magician guy.
I'm assuming. I didn't see that coming, though. But then that would be his job. Bob's Burgers.
That's an animated thing. Yeah?
That is. That's that Fox TV show people rave about. West Side Story, which I believe, is that a Steven Spielberg film? I know I'm asking you, and I'm really not sure. But I think I did see it.
It's hilarious that you think I might know that, but no, I don't know.
And then a little film they're calling The Last Duel. Again, says limited. I don't know if that means limited release or it's a limited edition. But
The Last Duel I looked up. I think that's the Ben Affleck, Matt Damon thing.
Oh, okay. Great.
Supposedly pretty dark, but
Dark.
maybe cool.
So let's get to the Disney ones on these.
Let's do it.
Mulan. How are you feeling about Mulan?
From the trailers, we're kind of excited. I have to be honest, the live action stuff, some of it's been really cool. Others I haven't been so sure about, but this one looks really good from the trailers so far. What about you? What are you thinking?
I'm more excited about Mulan than I was about like The Lion King.
Same.
I don't know why. Maybe it's because it looks like they're doing some kind of twist in Mulan, where The Lion King was going to be The Lion King. We are already aware of the story.
Plus here you have human characters, and the other is really just, CG animal characters, and the casting here I think is really good. I'm pretty excited for it.
As am I.
And what about Black Widow?
I'm very excited to see this movie.
I have some doubts, but not because of the subject matter. I like my family and I were talking about this, like in the same way that Star Wars Force Awakens did Han Solo, and then Solo came out, and
yes.
people were like, "Wait a minute, didn't we just see that guy die in the other one?" Spoiler alert about it. I'm wondering about how this new brand of not new brand, but new sequence of Marvel movies will go after everything that just happened in in the end of the 20-some movie series that we just saw. Like, are people going to be like, wait a minute, Black Widow? I thought we just saw. Yeah, we'll see. Like, I think it's going to be a killer movie. I do wonder about, like, people coming out for it. Maybe that's unfounded. Marvel seems to be killing it in every area, so probably just me.
Well, I was just excited to see Scarlett Johansson in a movie again, so I was just going with that basic principle. No, I think that'll be a good story. I saw the trailer on that; it looked pretty good. Artemis Fowl. Do you have any idea about that one? I'm not too familiar with Artemis Fowl, other than just hearing the name before.
I don't. I think that's a young adult novel thing. And again, fans, forgive me, but I think that's what it is. I don't really know a lot about it.
Okay. So, I did a click here. It's based on the book by Eoin Colfer. Hope I got that right. And directed by Oscar nominee Kenneth Branagh. Follows a 12-year-old genius, a descendant of a longtime criminal mastermind, as he finds himself in a battle of strength and cunning against a powerful hidden race of fairies who may be behind his father's disappearance.
You have my attention.
That sounds a little dark also.
I mean, how dark can a hidden race of fairies be? I'm just saying.
Right. Let's see. It's got
evil like Tinkerbell things, or
maybe you don't want to get her angry. I've seen her with her angry eyes.
True that.
Lara McDonald, Tamara Smart, Nancy Inozi. Hope I got that right. Josh Gad, we know him.
We do.
And Judi Dench.
Love Judi Dench.
If that's not good, we can blame the Phoenicians.
Spaceship Earth, baby.
All right. Soul. Jeremy, this is directed by two-time Academy Award winner Pete Docter and produced by Academy Award nominee Dana Murray. Soul introduces audiences to Joe Gardner. It's played by Jamie Foxx, by the way. You might know his voice. A middle school band teacher. Okay, now this is ringing a bell. Whose true passion is playing jazz. But just when he thinks his dream may be within reach,
something goes horribly wrong.
A single unexpected step sends Joe to a fantastical place where he's forced to think again about what truly it means to have soul. That's where it takes the Pixar turn. That's where it's going to tug at your heartstrings and make you cry. That's where he meets and ultimately teams up with a 22, voiced by Tina Fey, a soul who doesn't think life on Earth is all it's cracked up to be. Also has Felicia Rashad from Dinosaur.
I'm digging this.
I love these. And there'll be more information later. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, that's what that movie's about. I have seen little bits and pieces about that. So that does look really good.
Directed by whom, did you say?
Who did I say? Oh, I just got off of it. I'm going to go back and say it was directed by Pete Docter. Yeah.
Isn't he one of the bosses of Pixar now?
He is now, yeah. And I know you've heard of this next movie.
This next one, man. I know where you're going.
Disney is putting in a lot of money, and they're going to put a lot of press behind this because they want this to be their next Pirates franchise.
That's what I hear.
Jungle Cruise. Tell us who is in this movie, Jungle Cruise, Jeremy.
The Rock, the people's champ. It has the people's eyebrow. Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, this Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt, yeah?
That's a good cast right there.
It is. I'm really excited about this. It's got a good vibe. It's kind of weird they pushed it off so long. I think it was supposed to come out last year, actually, but I am pretty excited about it. And we've heard, I guess, that they're going to do some park tie-ins if the movie does well, which would be cool to see.
I will say, Disney is generally not known for putting movie IP in quickly. But when they do...
they want to see if the movie performs.
Exactly. You don't want to have The Rock sitting there by those guys on the pole with the rhinos. And then all of a sudden they realize...
replacing Trader Sam.
Right. The movie tanked. But I don't think you have to worry about that. I think that'll be a pretty good movie. I love in how the trailer, there are a couple shout-outs already to the existing attraction.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. The backside of water. Steve's wonder of the world.
It's got some of the corny stuff going on from the attraction, and then I guess it's supposed to be also a nod to the African Queen with Humphrey Bogart, right? I believe.
Well, I would think so, because that's what the attraction was also based on. So I got to, you know what? That's everybody's homework, to watch the African Queen and then go ride the Jungle Cruise.
Right. It's worth it. It's a great movie.
I'm not sure I've ever seen it, so that is my own homework. So
we did like a little Humphrey Bogart movie journey there for a while, and I highly recommend it. It's great.
Now, Jeremy, we put the movies behind us. We're going forward to in-home entertainment.
Keep moving forward.
We're going to keep moving forward. If only we could find some Disney outlets to watch on TV in our own home.
If only there was a streaming service that had loads of Disney stuff available.
And here's a crazy thing with a streaming service. Now, you can watch tons of Disney content there. And you've also got the Disney Channel. And then you've got that Disney Now app. And then you've also got ABC. Freeform. I mean, there's plenty of places to watch Disney movie, and you got to wonder how they decide where they're going to funnel these different shows and programming to which network, what their choices are.
What makes it to terrestrial TV versus Disney Plus?
Exactly. And then what's between the two? What are we going to put on Disney Channel?
Everything that we don't want in the other two.
So let's go over to Disney Plus. The Mandalorian's run its course. Lady and the Tramp's
Awesome,
already been out there.
By the way, loved it.
I'm behind on that. When I say behind, I mean hoping to watch episode 1.
I won't spoil it.
Thank you very much. I know there's
good.
I know there's a little baby green guy.
Yeah, I don't know what that little. Yeah, there's something floating around the nets, the memes.
Let's see, High School Musical, the musical. Still haven't watched it, but I've heard very good things about this one also. But one of the things coming to Disney Plus, and this I think promised when they announced the service, was the Phineas and Ferb movie, Candace Against the Universe. Phineas and Ferb is one of those shows. I was just going to say, Phineas and Ferb is one of those shows that is just as funny for adults as it is for kids.
Yes, I was going to say that. I may not seem like the target market for Phineas and Ferb, but we love it. Like, we love it. Our kids have loved it growing up. They're teens now, but we love Phineas and Ferb. Still singing some of the songs, wandering around the house.
I may have downloaded a soundtrack or something I found for that online somewhere. But my daughter, who's away at college, came back and she watched some Phineas and Ferb's on the Disney Plus, and she was like, "I'm getting so many more jokes now that I'm older."
It really is a brilliantly written show, man. So I'm looking forward to this movie. I have no idea what it's about other than the title. Right. I'm guessing it's going to have Candace in it. And Phineas and Ferb, I hope. And
maybe she'll bust her brothers finally. We'll have to wait and see. We're working our way down the list. They have the little section here called Disney Television. Again, this is like ABC stuff because we have American Idol. They like to press. Does your family watch Disney Channel itself anymore?
We don't. We cut the cord some time back, and so we don't really have the cable stuff, and so we don't really do the Disney Channel these days.
And your kids are kind of out of that age zone anyway, aren't they? From what I remember,
they really are.
Yeah.
What is the target audience for the Disney Channel? You think is that like the teen and preteen thing, or do I have that totally wrong?
No, I think you're right. I think it's a lot of preteen, teens. I think a lot of times they use the word tweens.
Yeah.
Try to go for generally, more family-friendly shows, although I could argue about some of the ways they have kids acting in those shows that I don't think transfers well to real life, but anyway. Apparently, did you ever see the Zombies movie? Disney Channel movie?
No, and I'm seeing here that we'll be spending Valentine's Day with zombies and cheerleaders. That's a really weird combo for me.
It is, but I don't know. It's one of those things I think they're trying to make it like a High School Musical series and trying to find that magical thing. And maybe it's a very good show. I've not watched it.
It may be.
It had Zombies 2, so apparently
I guess Zombies 1 did okay.
It must have. I'm waiting for Zombies 3 in 3D.
This time, it's personal.
But now we're going to get into the part of what's coming in this year, 2020, that I'm usually more excited about. I've always been more of a parks guy than a movies and TV guy.
Agreed. We're more park fans than Disney in general fans, so this is the area that I'm looking forward to.
So, Jeremy, have you done, I know it's already open in 2020, Rise of the Resistance?
No, we haven't, because we live about an hour away, and from what I hear, you have to be in the parks at so they've changed it numerous times, but I still think you have to arrive at the parks like an hour before open, and then all the boarding group passes are gone in like 15 minutes, so we haven't even tried yet, to be honest. Yeah,
last I heard, it's got the whole thing. The whole thing is geolocation based, so it knows when you're in the park, and you can't get a pass unless you're actually inside the park.
That is true. We've heard. I mean, sometimes a ride comes out, and we hear from local friends. Some of them love it, some of them don't. I kid you not. I have not heard anyone say they didn't absolutely love it. I think this is. I mean, you can look in the news and see it's going to be a hit, but I mean, just from the local friends that we have, I can tell you that people are loving this thing.
And Jeremy, the exciting thing is, when does this open in Disneyland?
Tomorrow, 17th.
Now, I've not heard yet if they're going to still do the boarding pass thing in Disneyland, but you're going to have to stay tuned.
Well, they've said boarding groups will be used if needed. And spoiler alert, they're going to be needed.
I was going to say, yeah. I don't think anybody's too surprised by that.
I think they're going to be in play for a while out there.
Wow.
We have a bunch of friends out there that are stoked to dive into that stuff. Actually, we got a guy that's doing the media day today out there, so can't wait to hear back from him.
Yeah. Jeremy, if enough things weren't happening today, January 17th, 2020, what else is happening at Walt Disney World?
Walt Disney World gets 3 new movies.
3?
3 new movies: Awesome Planet, Beauty and Beast Sing-Along, and Canada Far and Wide. So Awesome Planet is at Epcot in the Land Pavilion, I believe.
Yes, that is correct.
And Beauty and the Beast Sing-Along in France, and then Canada Far and Wide in the China Pavilion, I'm guessing. No, it must be in the Canada Pavilion.
Absolutely. So people are talking a lot about these films. They're going to be great. Now, I'm very excited about the Canada Far and Wide.
And what interests you about the Canada Far and Wide?
Jeremy, what I love about this movie is they have more Canadians doing it. This time it's not Martin Short, though. It's Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy. And people are saying, our friends over at Mouse Chat, so they're going to feature some of the old scenes with some of the new scenes.
I'm looking forward to it. I actually haven't been... I feel kind of bad. We visit Epcot quite often, but I haven't seen that in a lot of years. Yeah, and I'm not going to get to see the old one, apparently. I'll see the new one soon. Looking forward to Awesome Planet, too. I'm not sure how that's going to tie in exactly with the land, but I've heard there's going to be some really good footage in there. Looking forward to checking that out.
I'm glad they're going to still be using that theater space in the land.
Me too, and the land is my favorite attraction. I know, people, I know, but it's my favorite. I just love it, and anything that they do to keep it freshened up a bit and keep people coming makes me happy. And I've been kind of worried, frankly, that it was going to be one of the things to go with all the new renovations, and thankfully, thus far, it's still alive.
There's no better pavilion to be in if it's going to be storming for a while. You got plenty to do in there.
Yeah, man, and the stuff that they do back there with the horticulture and whatnot is amazing to me. I've always loved it.
How are you feeling about the Space 220 restaurant that's going to be opening at some point, we think, this year? The release dates for this just keep becoming more and more vague.
It seems like they've struggled a bit with it, and I may have this detail wrong, so if I do, forgive me. But didn't they lose their head chef, the chef that was opening it?
They did.
I think they did, right? And so, and maybe that's not a sign of any bad thing. Maybe that happens all the time. Who knows? But the concept looks really cool. I don't know. For as much as I love space and sci-fi, this isn't something I'm going to run right out and visit. I'm going to definitely hear what people are saying before we go. It looks cool. I just want to see if they manage to nail the concept or not.
I know the chef, apparently left the project and they were, still building the restaurant. I've seen plenty of shows on the Food Network where there are plenty of challenges where we have to come up with a menu in 20 minutes and serve 300 people. So I'm not sure how, if it's going to take months and months to, get back on track from losing a head chef.
Okay, well, hopefully that's not a big deal.
But I could be wrong.
Definitely looking forward to checking it out. And I hate to bring up the price point, which we don't know at all yet, but I am wondering about, because this is not going to be cheap. And so I'm wondering what the price of entry is going to be for this bad boy.
Right.
I don't know if this is going to be signature level. Have we even heard?
I've not heard anything.
It would be? Maybe. I don't know.
I've not heard anything official. I would not be surprised. Initially, I wasn't even sure if it was going to be more of a counter service restaurant, but with all the detail they're putting in it and the whole storyline to go up, I think it's going to actually have to be a sit down. I would not be surprised.
It definitely is.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a signature at all. And then coming up,
here we go.
Oh, this is what you're excited about. Why don't you go tell us about this one, Jeremy?
See, I know why you want me to talk about this one. It's because the name of it is impossible to pronounce, but I am looking forward to it. It is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Say that 3 times really fast.
You nailed it, my friend.
I have heard so many people say that. Pretty much it's Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway most of the time.
Oh.
But it looks really cool. I'm stoked about this, and I've heard that it is involved in brand new Imagineering technology for changing elements within the room as you go through it. So, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great.
I concur. I've heard trackless vehicles, which I'm all about, which will help mix up the story as well. 2.5D. I'm excited to see what that is.
It's good to see our buddy Mickey in an attraction. And man, I hope I'm not going to get grilled by people after this, but like, am I wrong in that he's not in loads of attractions? Like he's in the parks, but there's not too many Mickey attractions, is there?
No, I mean, back in the day, there was the Mickey Mouse Review, but that's been gone for decades and decades. I think they took that to Tokyo Disneyland when that opened. So, and that's where Mickey's PhilharMagic is now. So that's been a long time ago. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of Mickey in the parks outside of like what character dining, meet and greets like that. There's just not in attractions. That's pretty exciting.
Good to see the boss in an attraction for a change. That's kind of cool.
That's who we're there to see.
That's March, right? March
4th.
Right.
That's coming up quickly too. There's going to be the new Cirque du Soleil show.
Easy for you to say.
Exactly, if only. So, I'll have to see some more reviews about that one. I never saw the other one, but I've always heard good reviews from it.
Yeah, we never made it to the other one either. Another thing that I'm like, man, it's there forever, and I've heard good stuff, but we never made it in. But it is kind of cool to have that end of Disney Springs alive again. It's kind of dead over there now.
It is. You would have thought the NBA experience would have helped that out.
Yeah.
Harmonious at Epcot. I'm excited by this. I'm always excited about a new nighttime show. Jeremy, you were there for the last night of Illuminations. Am I right? You sent me the audio.
We were, and I think poor Harmonious, and I say that, like, I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. Mm-hmm. That was our Illuminations was our favorite nighttime show.
Yes.
And I think this guy is going to be judged, right up against Illuminations, which everybody's loved for 20 some years. And so I'm hoping they knock it, out of the park, pun intended. And the show that they have in place now, Epcot Forever, not amazingly well reviewed. And that may even play to Harmonious's benefit. But, yeah.
Well, we knew going in.
It's great. Looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, we knew going in it was a temporary show, so that's probably kind of what it was, just to kind of.
It was.
I think even Len Tessa, mentioned it on the show before, that you didn't want to have Harmonious go right up against Illuminations the very next day. So. Yeah,
how can it possibly be viewed as amazing on its own, right after the other one ended that everybody's loved forever? So, yeah, I get it.
Right, and, a lot of people were saying, we love the ride, but we love it, but it's time for a change. I'm like, if I love it, I'm not sure it's time for a change, but I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt and see what they've done.
Yeah, it would be cool to see, I guess, along with all the other massive changes they're doing to Epcot, to have like a new nighttime show to go along with all that. And I think you can even view it from the new massive like multi-story garden thing that they're constructing there. So a lot of new stuff. Like half of that side of the park is going to end up being new, so a new show will be good to see.
Yeah, that's a great point. As long as the music's great.
And that's the odd thing about Epcot this year. I mean, a lot of cool stuff coming to the parks this year, but also this is like the year of construction at Epcot. From the front gate almost all the way out to World Showcase. I mean, it's just walls all over the place, and so I think this is kind of like the build-up year for the 50th at Epcot, and so. You have to go do some cool new stuff, but not at the front of Epcot this year, guys.
That's a good point. You almost think it'd be almost easier just to roll Spaceship Earth out of the way for a little while so they got everything done and just kind of roll it right on
back. Put a drape
back.
over it.
Just
tarping this off.
Something like that. And then let's see. Well, New Fantasyland's opening in Tokyo Disneyland. They're big about that. We just had to mention it.
We do. I would love to go. Probably won't soon.
Right. Same here. Avengers Campus. Are you excited about the Avengers Campus?
I'm excited about it, but also I'm a casual Avengers fan. Mm-hmm. I'm a Star Wars nerd, but I'm more of a casual Avengers guy, and so I haven't been keeping up with this very closely. Do you know what's going to be included?
Jeremy, I just happened to look up some things here for the Avengers Campus. There's going to be the all-new Spider-Man attraction. We've heard of that.
Yeah, we have heard of that. That sounds great, by the way.
It's going to be kind of weird to have the another Spider-Man attraction when Universal has a Spider-Man attraction. And then already open in that area is the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. We've all heard about that.
Yeah, when we went out the past summer to Anaheim, that's the one thing we didn't get to do. I was bummed about that because I've heard great reviews about it.
Let's see, and there's also a Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Thor encounter Not sure if that's going to be a character
meet and greet?
I think so. That's what it kind of sounds like.
Okay.
Then there's something called the Action atop Avengers headquarters. You're watching for the Avengers taking some adventures to new heights, defending their headquarters. So I don't know if that'll be kind of like a show.
Now, wait a minute. Is that the thing where we've seen clips online of them launching these like incredible animatronic mannequin type things? I may be off, but
flying through the air, that could be.
It looks like they're actually in flight.
Let's see. As superheroes continue to assemble at the campus, one of its iconic buildings will be the Avengers headquarters. We can catch a glimpse of the Avengers along its rooftops. So, I don't know. They're running around like they used to run around at the top of the Frontierland buildings, I guess. With their 6 shooters.
Well, sounds cool.
And lassos. And then, another thing, because I love the concept of these trackless rides. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure coming to France at Epcot.
Apparently one of the most loved attractions overseas at the France park. I hadn't really looked it up, but our family watched some videos of it, and it looks great. I'm actually really excited to try this out.
It looks a lot of fun, and some of the art I'm seeing here on the D23 site, where they've shrunk you down to the size of the rat. The artwork just looks fantastic.
And your car is running through the kitchen, dodging flames and knives. Okay, I may be wrong about the knives thing. I don't know, but you're dodging things. It looks cool. It looks fun.
And the car, while it's designed like a rat, looks a lot like reminds me a lot of the Imagination Pavilion movers.
It kind of does.
The 2-tier, it's like maybe room for like 3 or 4 people across. So that's kind of exciting.
And I know some folks have balked a little bit about bringing some of these IPs into Epcot in particular, but I think this one's a good fit. I think it's going to be fun back there.
I mean, I don't know how you're going to get a better fit than Ratatouille in France. Jeremy, you've listened to the show for a lot. You've known I've said there's no reason why all these countries around Epcot should not have like some kind of attraction in them.
Agreed. I mean, the adults love to do their eating and drinking around the world thing, but it's often a little barren for the kiddos.
Right. It does. Of these. Right. It doesn't need to be e-tickets, but just needs something amusing. And although I think this Ratatouille might be, it's at least a D, if not an E. And Jeremy, we're going to conclude what's coming in 2020 because no one's more excited than we are about this Disney Genie app.
I was hoping we were going to get to talk about Genie. Have you heard about this? Read about this? Do you know what's going on here? Basically, with the thing.
Well, from everything I heard, I'm going from what I heard, from the D23 announcement. That it's supposed to help you plan your Disney vacation and book your fast passes in an optimal way. But I have a feeling until I find something better, my inkling is they're going to tell you to go where they want you to go. They're going to try to use this to distribute the crowds more evenly, whether that's kind of where you want to go or not. It's kind of my guess. How about you?
They're helping you plan your day, helping you do a, dare I say, a touring plan through the parks. And I've thought for a while, since I first heard about this, I thought the tagline should be like Disney Genie, we're going to replace touring plans. Like, I can't help but think like this is, like, even if you look at the interface for some of the things that they're showing, it looks very familiar to touring plans users. And I'm just wondering how this is going to go down. Because I'm a touring plans guy.
Yes, same here.
We love it. It works super well. There's no reason not to use it. But clearly, this is aimed at that. I mean, do you agree?
I totally agree. But, we're going to have to wait and see. I know the touring plans is geared towards making, the individual's trip best for them. I'm not all that sure the Genie app will do the same thing. I think that might be more of a Disney-centric, getting you where they want you to go.
And that may be true.
If that
talking
makes
about
sense.
Like distributing guests through the parks like the way they want and all that. I've also wondered if Genie is an answer to some of their internal polling that shows that some folks are intimidated by the fact that in order to have a Disney vacation now, you have to be tech savvy. We had a family member actually come down and visit our area, and they always go to the parks, but this time they decided not to, and we wondered why they didn't. We knew they always visited. And their response was that, well, we used to be able to just show up and go to rides, and now you have to have the app and all that, and we really don't know how it works. And so I know it's anecdotal, and most of us have no problem with the tech or the apps, and the app works quite well. But there is a segment, I think, that struggles a little bit with the Disney vacation, with all the details and stuff that has to be planned. And I'm wondering if Genie's going to be a little bit of an answer to that.
That's probably what they're hoping a little bit, because you're right. Planning a Disney vacation, it has become hard. There's just no other way to say it. If you're not if you're not in the know, you're not listening to Disney podcasts all the time or following things online, and you just decided, hey, let's go to Disney this year. There's a whole lot of stuff you got to pick up quickly.
There's a lot of stuff you have to know, and you have to know it ahead of time.
Right. Or to make it easier, go check out our friends at ResortLoop.com.
I've heard of those guys.
They will help you all out also.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited / a little apprehensive about the old genie. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, we'll wait and see. We can't judge that right now, but I did.
Don't judge a genie until it's out of its lamp.
That's right. Gives you such a crick in the neck. I'm not here to judge. It's just what I do. Jeremy, before we wrap this up, because I think we came to the list of everything that's coming, and we've not even mentioned that the year after that is the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, before the show, I was looking up the Tron ride because I'm thinking, hey, man, I can't wait for that to come out this year. Well, it's not. It's coming out next year for the 50th, along with a ton of other stuff. But this is going to be built up to 50th year, man. That's
going to be a busy year. So, they're getting everything going, wrapped up. They want everything, I think, open. Hopefully get their resorts all refurbished.
Get the Skyliners all greased up and ready to roll.
There you go. My prediction, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, before the 50th, new monorails.
And I hope so. We love the monorails. We do the Resort Loop often, being locals and, not always really wanting to stand in a line, and fast passes being hard to get sometimes. We often just go down and hit the Resort Loop and ride the monorail around, check out Main Street, and that's kind of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the monorails, man, they need some help. They need some love. We love them, but they need some monetary love, man.
I would not be surprised to hear something from Destination D this fall.
I really hope so.
So, before I wrap it up, Jeremy, where can people find you?
On Facebook, I'm just me, Jeremy Hunt. On Instagram, I'm Jeremy Hunt FL, and I am very often in Looper Nation Live on Facebook, Resort Loop Facebook group. So say hi.
Awesome. Jeremy, thank you so much for joining me on the show. Always love having you on.
Thank you, Tim.
Awesome. I'm Tim Scott. Facebook, Twitter, the website, ResortLoop.com. Like I said, if you're thinking about booking a trip or you know somebody that's thinking of booking a trip, make it easy on them or you and look us up over at ResortLoopTravel.com. You've been listening to The Gateway to the Magic. Say it, Jeremy.
See you, everybody.
Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoopTravelGroup.com.